Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, this is my boyfriend. This is the video that we told you we would do on my Instagram and TikTok. If you're new here, I made a video on my Instagram and TikTok about how I met him, and we gave you guys the 3-minute version of how we met. But today, we're gonna give you the long version. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
This is him. We're gonna get into it.
Better buckle up.
Buckle up. Also, we just moved to Austin, so our place is a little messy.
We're sitting on the floor.
Yep, we don't have a couch yet, but we have a rug.
It's a beautiful rug.
I got it. Oh my god. So, let's get into it.
You want me to start?
I met him when I was like 20 or 21, I can't exactly remember. I decided to go on spring break with 2 of my friends, Lisa and Eva, shout out. I went to school in a conservatory, so we didn't have spring break. I went to the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. There was no spring break, no frats, no wild parties. Like, we had fake IDs and we went out to the clubs. Like, that's like what we did. Or we had like dorm parties. But during that time, it was our final year of school. I didn't do anything crazy during that time. Like, I didn't do anything wild. I didn't have a crazy experience. I wasn't like a one-night stand type of girl. I didn't do drugs. Everyone in New York did drugs during that time. Craziest thing I did was drink like 4 Locos. Y'all remember 4 Locos? All right. So we decided to go to California. None of us had money for like a hotel or anything. So Lisa said, well, my childhood best friend lives in California. I'm gonna hit him up and see if we can stay with him. And that is insert baby.
Which is kind of crazy because I hadn't seen Lisa in 10 years.
So the way she made it sound to us is like they were like so close. They talk all the time. Maybe like they talk multiple times a year is what we thought. Come to find out, she has not seen nor talked to this man in a decade, okay? If we would have known that information, we would have never went. Like, that's fucking crazy. So we end up going there, we meet him. Do you pick us up? I can't remember if you got.
I had roommates, but they had all gone home to the East Coast, and I stayed. And so I had a 2-bedroom apartment to myself.
So we could stay there.
And she was like, can I come visit you? Like, perfect, yeah.
Right, and then he knew that there was like 2 hotties with her, so he was like, yeah. 3 hot chicks. Well, I don't know if you consider Lisa hot at the time. Lisa is hot, but I don't know if like he thought of her that way because they grew up together. But anyway, she had a boyfriend.
More of a sister to me.
Yeah, because you guys were so close.
Yeah.
10 years prior. So I get there and I see him, and he's not like my usual type. But I'm like, he drives a truck, was riding a skateboard. I was like, you know what? This is the start of a movie in my mind, you know? I was like, it's giving like rom-com, you know, spring break, like you get crazy, like, I said to the girls, I was like, I'm gonna this man. I was like, I'm gonna this man, and I'm never gonna talk to him again. I wanted to do something crazy on this spring break. It was my first plane ride ever. It was my first time like going against the grain. We skipped classes to go. It was like huge for me. My friends are like, okay, let's do it. Go off, we support you. It's a great trip. He's showing us, driving us around, taking us shopping. Well, he didn't like buy us stuff, but he like drove us to go shopping. You weren't balling back then yet, baby. We end up hooking up. Great, hook up. Then I leave. No number, no Instagram, just like mama said.
Yeah, it was a known thing that was like...
Oh yeah, he knew too. I was like, yeah, I've never had a one-night stand. Like, I'm gonna have sex with you and never talk to you again.
This is like just for like fun for my spring break.
Yeah, of course, obviously he was down. Like, look at the material. Come on. Well, I didn't look like this back then, but still, it was cute. You know, she was cute.
You were gorgeous back then.
Thank you.
You still are.
Thank you. Then what happened?
So you left a dress.
Huh? Oh, yes, I left a dress there. Let me just tell you guys about this dress. This dress was a like $30 H&M dress, but at the time, H&M, it was like, no, it was so cute. Guys, I need to find a photo of it. It was a long sleeve. The top was like black, and then the belly button section was see-through. And then it was like a mini black dress, like skin tight. So it was so cute. So he's like, hey, you left a dress here. He DM'd me on Instagram and was like, you left a dress here, do you want it? I absolutely wanted that dress.
I sent her the dress in the mail.
Yes.
And I included a handwritten letter.
It was a postcard. It matters. We didn't get to letters yet.
Okay.
It was a postcard.
So I wrote a note.
He wrote a postcard. On the postcard, it said, here's your black dress. I had fun with you. I had a fun time meeting you. Miss you in the back of my truck. So cute. So cute. It was so simple, but it was so cute. Miss you in the back of my truck. I'm like, I bet you fucking do. So the whole time in LA, we were riding in the back of his truck, or like I was anyway, because I loved it. It was the best. So then after that, I DM'd him and I was like, I got it, thank you. And then I think you made a joke or I made a joke. One of us were like, okay, are you gonna write me back or I'm gonna write you back? But I actually like wrote him a letter back. And then he would DM me and he's like, oh, I got your postcard. And so we started being pen pals and writing letters to each other. Writing these letters to each other was just the start of our relationship. Friendship. Relationship? The start of us, I guess.
Relationship.
This happens for 2 years. Like 2 years of just like writing letters back and forth. In these letters, we're talking about like family, friends, what we're going through, our jobs. We're really just like getting to know each other through these letters. It's a couple years after college. And I'm thinking about moving to LA as an actor does. I went to acting school, conservatory for acting. I was like, okay, what?
Gotta put that in.
I'm clarifying. So I was thinking about moving to LA, and I know one person who lives in LA, and it's him. So I write him and I was like, I think I'm gonna come visit. Like, I wanna look at some places. I'm gonna look at some areas to potentially move in. Like, can I stay with you and you like show me places? And he goes, yeah. Here's our first conflict, you guys. Don't look like that. This is, baby. So our first conflict, I get there and we're like hanging out, whatever. And then he like tries to make a move on me in some way. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, he's like, what do you mean? I was like, we're friends. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, you flew all the way out here because we're friends. I'm like, yeah. Like, I came out here to look for a place. Like, I didn't lie to see you. Like, what do you mean? I was so upset. But why did you do that? You have to explain to them.
Why did I make a move?
No, why did you think that I was there? Remember? So he hasn't had a girl that's just a friend before.
As an adult.
As an adult. So he didn't know that that was a thing. That you could just have a girl and not have sex with her. You could be friends with a woman. He was a fuckboy a little bit back then, you guys. You were. Oh, I was so
I'm not
pissed.
denying it. No, I thought you were coming out because you wanted to hook up again. You know, just double dip. Come visit new places, come see an old hookup.
Anyway, so we talk. I clarify to him, we're literally just friends. I came out here because we're friends and I thought you were my friend. He's like, no, I am. This is just so new to me, whatever. So we ended up hanging out. That like brought us closer as friends as well. Like, we're friends. Like, this is what a friendship is. Just because we hooked up once doesn't mean we can hook up again just because you had access once before. Is your back okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. A year later, I moved to LA and stayed in contact. We were still writing to each other after I leave. Like, that never changed. So I get to LA. He has a girlfriend. He's dating like a cutie little, what was she? What was her background?
Filipino. She
was a Filipino. She was so cute. Like, she had like a very short haircut. She was athletic. She was cute. They got together because she did yoga and he loves that. He was like he was a way bigger yogi than he is now, but he was like full yogi then. So,
namaste.
Okay. So, yeah, I get there. I remember I like land and I was like, where are you? Like, I'm here. I dropped my bags off and I went to go see him because again, still at this point, he's one of the only people I know. I moved to LA and I was living with like 3 of my friends, 2 guys and a girl. I moved into their spare room in LA. I drop off my bags and then I go to where he is. He's at a restaurant. We like say hi, we hug each other. He's like, my girlfriend's inside. Like, do you want to meet her? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, why not? So I meat her, everything's great. We're hanging out. He had a roommate and his roommate had a girlfriend and her name was Celeste. So me, Celeste, and his girlfriend at the time, all 3 of us would just like go to brunch and like hang out, or like I would hang out with like him and his friends too, because at the time he was teaching me how to skateboard. I still like to skateboard, but like at the time, I really wanted to learn how to learn a trick. I was like, this would be so freaking dope if I can learn a trick.
I taught you how to drop in.
He taught me how to drop it on a half pipe. It was sick. It was freaking sick. And you guys are jealous. I was dropping in, mother. Are you uncomfy? Look at you.
A little bit.
Oh, he's uncomfortable, you guys. It's been 15 minutes. He's old. He needs something to lean his back on. Let's like fast forward a little bit because this video is already kind of long.
No, this is like a really important part for me.
Okay.
This was like kind of what built, for me, like our foundation.
What built the foundation for me was like us writing letters for those 2 years. But what built the foundation for him was this. Go ahead.
Because I was seeing somebody, I had no intention of like pursuing her sexually
Because I had no intention of pursuing him sexually this whole time.
or romantically.
Yes, romantically,
Might be
sexually, whatever. But like, I think in the back of his mind, because we hooked up once, he always kind of thought we'd hook up again. But because he had a girlfriend, he's a very loyal man. Because he had a girlfriend, he like was purely, finally, for the first time, just seeing me as a friend.
And that was like what built our bond for me was like we would go out and have fun and hang out and talk. And that's when I just saw like how beautiful of a person you are. Like just like hanging out, laughing with you, having fun. Like I can talk to you about anything. It was something that I had never had with a woman before.
Babe, you're so cute to me. That's so romantic. Yeah, so that part of the story really matters for him. I always try to glaze over it, and he's like, no, like this matters. So let's get to the juice. Eventually they break up. So by the way, this is circa like 2017, 2018. So we're giving you like 9 years of history, like from when we met to how we are now. So now we're at like 2017, 2018. So him and I are like hanging out at his place. It's like midnight. Yes, it looks a little whatever, but at the time I'm friends with both of them at this point, and like she knows well enough that like I would never do that. But Celeste, his roommate's girlfriend, always wanted me and him together. And she like made comments and she's like, I don't know like how this girl, like his girlfriend at the time, she's like, I don't know how she's okay with you guys hanging out because you can see the chemistry between you guys. And I'm like, we're generally just friends. At this time, I did not see him any way than just a friend. So I was like, I don't know what you guys are, and everybody would talk about it with us.
I mean, it's understandable though that like if your boyfriend has a girl best friend who he's hooked up with.
But at that time, we hooked up like 4 years prior. Not even 4. It was like 3 years prior. So it's not like we had like a great. Like,
and then when you came
we had a
visited,
one night stand.
Right. When you came and visited, you like made it clear like we're like just friends. Like that's how you see me.
Yeah, I was like, girl. Yeah, we had sex once 3 years ago. Barely remember the man. In that way, no offense. But so yeah, so him and I are hanging out after like a skate session, and I'm like, I was too drunk to drive home at the time, and he was too drunk to drive me home, and I didn't want to leave my car. So it's not like we were hammered. I just like I'm just so weird about that. Driving, drinking, I don't play that. So we're just hanging out at his place. I'm sitting on the floor at the time, he's sitting on his bed. We're like on opposite sides of the room. His girlfriend at the time opens his door, okay, because he leaves his door unlocked, whatever. Opens the door of his apartment. She's holding a box of his stuff, and she's like, I fucking knew it. She was calling him, he wasn't answering. Now, I told him to answer the phone, he didn't answer. He goes, I'll call her back, whatever. Because at this time, like, they were having problems within their relationship that I just wasn't aware about, because we just didn't talk about that. It's not my business.
I knew it wasn't a happy phone call. It's just like, I don't want to deal with this right now.
Right. So he was going to call her eventually when I left or whatever. So she opens the door and she goes, I knew it. I freaking knew it. Like, and I was like, whoa. And she goes, I knew you were with her, and that's not like why you're not calling me. And I was like, girl, nothing's happening. Like, literally nothing happened. She was like, I'm not talking to you or whatever. Like, brushed me off. And I was like, oh, let me shut my mouth. So I just sit there, and they're like going back and forth, whatever. And she like throws a box of his stuff, and she's like, we're done, whatever. She leaves. I say to him, I'm like, go after her. Like, go after her. He goes, nah, like, I'm good. She gets in the car and she pulls away with her friend, and they're blasting Thank You Next. Thank you next. I'm so fucking grateful for I ate that. Iconic. She was iconic for that. Like, she really was. So at that point, I'm like, go after her. Like, what are you doing? Like, you really like her. And then at that point is when he like opens up to me, and he kind of tells me like what's been going on with them. Do you want to tell them?
There had already been a few times where like she was basically done and like wanted to break up with me, and I like drove to her place in the middle of the night and like calmed her down and like had a good conversation, and like, you know, like there was like an understanding, and then it happened again, And it was just like,
It was a lot of back and forth.
by the time it happened that night when we were together, I was like, I've already done this and I'm sick of doing this. Like, I'm not happy anymore. Like, I'm gonna let her have her moment and let this be over.
Yeah.
Like,
I
have already fought for this, and I'm not gonna continue to have the same fight.
So then also, like, it was that, but then you didn't tell me all of that, by the way. I never knew that until just now. I was talking about when you told me about, like, how religious she was and how you guys were clashing there. I only knew that. I did not know about all that stuff until just now, you guys. But she was, like, very religious, right?
I grew up Catholic, and so I wasn't, like, against it. It's not necessarily something I practice every day.
Yeah.
And that was like every week we went to church, every night before bed we would pray together. And it's a beautiful thing, but that's just not really who I am. Mm-hmm. And so I could already see like me changing to be with this girl was like not necessarily a good thing.
Right. Let's move on past the ex. We don't care. Out with the old and in with the new. Okay, anyway. Should I get my lights? Is it getting kind of dark?
I don't think... Even after we broke up, it's not like we just started hooking up.
Do I need my lights? Should I get my lights?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay. Guys, I'm trying to decide if I should get my lights. It's getting kind of dark, but whatever. We'll keep going until like it gets to that point. Anyway, so they break up and him and I are still, I'm gonna get my lights. I need to. Okay, guys, I added lights. He looks so white. I'm gonna have to... And this is him tan.
That's crazy.
Guys, this is him tan. Ew, you guys. Where were we? Your ex. Okay, so they break up and him and I are still just friends for a while. Like, then there's like a moment. I don't remember the exact moment, but we're like, I think we're like back at his place for something. This is like months later. I think it was like 2 or 3 months later. I don't remember. But I think like after the kiss, we were both like,
it was weird.
It was weird, yeah. Like, I think it's like we were being accused of hooking up, and then when we did kiss, it still felt weird because like you were just out of that relationship. They dated for like a year. Didn't you all date for like a year? Mm-hmm. So it was like weird. We shared a kiss, and it was like that was it. I eventually leave. So my life in LA, when I lived there the first time, I've lived in LA like 4 different times, and I go there, I leave, I go there, I leave, I go there, I leave, whatever. That time, my car got broken into, my tire popped, my license got stolen, I got robbed. I'm like, I think the universe is saying, like, pack it up, sis. Like, this isn't the city for you. So I leave. During that time, he eventually, like, breaks his back. Like, he was, like, skateboarding out there, and he has a really bad back injury, and then he has to move home to where his family's living at that time, and they were in Cincinnati, like, outside of Cincinnati in Kentucky. So this is like circa like 2020 at this point, because I moved home like 2019, and then like right after that the pandemic hits. And during that time we're like talking, but not as often.
Right.
Like we like wrote a couple letters here and there, and we had each other's numbers, but like our main source of communication was writing letters. So fast forward a little bit, I randomly called you and we started talking again, more often than just like occasionally. So during this time, him and I started having like vacations. He would take me on like the coolest freaking adventures, and then we'd like hook up, we'd have fun, we'd do new things. One of the times he took me to the Smoky Mountains. He's the reason why I went on Love Island, you guys, by the way. Like I always tell people this. Wait, I don't think we're in the middle. Okay. I always tell people this because when we were in the Smoky Mountains, we're like staying in this cabin, and there's like, what is it called when the animals are dead and they're stuffed?
Taxidermy?
There's taxidermy everywhere. This sick cabin in the top of the Smoky Mountains overlooking all the trees. It's so gorgeous. I have my final Love Island call, and this is with like the top 2 producers. One of the guys, his name's Ben, love him. I don't remember the other girl's name. I think her name was Laura or something with an L, I can't remember. But you sit and you talk to these producers, and basically they just want to get to know you. So you're just asking them they're asking you questions like what if scenarios, what's your type, the craziest place you had sex, like your last boyfriend, who your best friend is. Like they just want to get to know you and see what your personality is like to decide if you're going to be on the show, and if you're on the show, if you're going to be an OG or a bombshell. I get on my call with them. I'm in a bikini top. They wanted you to wear like a nice outfit, but I didn't have any nice clothes because him and I were just like messing around. We were just like drinking moonshine and like just camping. We're just doing random stuff, right? We're just banging and sitting by the fireplace naked every night. So I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. So I had a bathing suit because there was a hot tub. So I'm wearing a bathing suit top. I'm like, it's Love Island. Like, I guess this will work. And so on the call, they're like, where are you? Because behind me, there's a big ass deer, like huge. Like, it's like almost coming over my head. And I'm like, I'm like on a sexcation with this guy that I'm seeing. They're like, what? I was like, yeah, like kind of seeing this guy, but like kind of not. We're like really good friends, but like sometimes we hook up, just like bang one out. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, like bang one out. They're like, bang one out. And then they're like, you're insane. I'm like, I know. They're like, where's the craziest place you had sex? I'm like, oh my God, on the way up here. They're like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, he was driving and you know, I was in the mood and I wrote him while he was driving. They were like, what are you talking? So then I acted it out on a chair. Like I showed them exactly how I was on top of him, riding him while he's driving. So he's driving and I'm like straddling him and my head's like this so he can see the road and I'm just like riding him. I don't know if I can talk about this on here. The video's gonna get banned. They're staring at me like, then my alarm goes off for my birth control. I'm like, oh, sorry, can I take my birth control? Is that okay? Can I do that? And they're like, what? Like, literally, it was just the most insane interview because I just was not prepared for it. So that's why I got on Love Island, because the sexcation, the stories, the bang, all of it, like that, they were in love with me. They're like, we usually don't do that. You're fully going on Love Island. But
you know what I was thinking about too?
What?
Was because you're in a bikini top. Because that's like a big part of the show was like you're just on camera in a bikini.
Right, but I think
so they're
like,
probably like, wow, she's comfortable in a bikini. Like
true, yeah. Because they wanted us to like, because we sent in like photos of us and videos in a bikini, but for that call, they wanted you to dress like it was like a date. Like one of the dates that, back in my time on Love Island, there were like a lot of dates. Like you'd be going on dates and stuff. They stopped doing dates for some reason, but during my time, you went on dates. So they wanted you to dress like you were going on a date, like with one of the guys on the show. But I didn't have that, so I was just in a bikini top with my tits out. Well, I didn't really have tits at that time. This is pre-boob job. Anyway, so that's why I went on Love Island. But during that time, him and I would like go on these trips and it was super great. And so we're still like very good friends, obviously. At this time, I consider him one of my best friends because at this time it was like 4 years had gone by, 4 or 5 years. So he was like someone that I considered a best friend.
Yeah, I think.
But it felt weird calling you my best friend because we'd hook up every now and again. Because I have guy friends, y'all know who I'm very close to, but I would never, ever go there with them.
Yeah, it was a weird gray area because we were hooking up, but we were also such close friends.
Yeah.
Like, I would tell you about like girls I was going on dates with.
Same.
Or like,
yeah. We
very,
would like
very different from any other girl I've ever been with.
Yeah, like we would hook up and then in the same vein be like, I'd tell him about a date I went on or vice versa. And it was like, there was just such a comfortability between us. So, oh, babe, stop, you're being so cute. We have like so much history. Like when you really sit and think about it, it's crazy. So sometime during that time, he tells me he loves me for the first time.
Was it not on the Smokies trip?
It was when we got home. Him and I were hugging and he was like very emotional. He's a crier, you guys, and get a man that'll cry over you because if he doesn't cry, he hates you. So he's like very emotional. I'm like, what's wrong? And I think I knew what he was gonna say, but I was like nervous. And he's just like, I love you. And I was like, and I didn't know what to do. And I think I said I loved you too. I was like, I do, because I did love him, but it was just like a weird thing.
It was just like I knew that I loved you. I knew how I felt about you, but I also knew like our situation. It wasn't really appropriate for me to like say it.
Yeah, and he knew that I was also like interviewing for Love Island too.
And we were just like laying in bed next to each other, and I was just like going through some emotions, and it was like on the tip of my tongue, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then you were just like, what is going on with you?
He was being so weird. I'm like, are you good, homie? Like, what's going on? I think I said it back, but I was like, I just don't know like what that means though. Like, I don't know what this means. And he goes, I don't know either. We don't have to overthink it. So then we kept texting, writing letters, all the good things. This video is so long, babe. And then I go on Love Island, but before I go on Love Island, he flies in the night before I fly out to help me like pack up all my stuff because I had to put all my stuff in storage because my lease was ending.
Helped you go shopping?
Yeah, he helped me go shopping for the show, packed up my stuff for storage, and then he told me again that he loved me. At this time, this was like maybe like 6 months after he told me the first time.
Which was so crazy, like.
Yeah.
Me helping you get ready to go on a reality dating show.
And you're like, I love you. And I was like, you know I love you too, but like, we're never gonna be together. Like, that's like what I was like, we're never gonna date. Like, we're not compatible. And I fully believed that even when him and I reconnected, we'll get there. I go on Love Island. Obviously, I'm in a relationship after Love Island. He reaches out and he's like, congratulations, you deserve all your success, whatever. Him and I don't really talk much because I'm in a relationship and he's just respecting that and I'm respecting my relationship. So I have a boyfriend. Eventually we break up. It's messy. I think eventually like you reach out. I think you reached out and it was like kind of too soon. So I was just like, oh, like whatever. And then eventually like time goes by, maybe 8 months goes by. And then we reach out, we start talking again. He's like, how are you? Like, what happened? And I like never fully tell him what happened in that relationship. I was like, oh, it was fucked. And so I give him like a little bit of the tea and then we just kind of like glaze over it and then we just start like, and I'm like, what's going on in your life? What's happening? He fills me in.
I didn't press like getting information about your ex from you because I could tell it was still like a sore subject.
Yeah.
So
for me, it was like, that breakup for me was so traumatic because not only did like he dog me out publicly, it was mainly for me, like it was like the breakup and then it was people that I thought I was friends with from that show that like took his side and was believing the things that he was saying. It was just so messy and there was just so many lies and it was just so like, it was why I couldn't watch Love Island for years. Like it was just so fucked. Like it was fucked. But sorry.
I never really like pressed to get all that information out of you.
Yeah.
Because I could tell it was a difficult thing, and also I wanted to just like move forward and have fun.
Yeah, and we did. So now like a year has gone by and we decided to go on a trip and I've like done the healing, I've done the work, I'm over it. I'm still not at the point to like watch Love Island again, but I'm like over all of that stuff. I'm over that era of my life. I'm over the heartbreak. I'm like getting my light back. I'm like me again. And I was always like curious about him and I kind of wanted to like just see like our connection. So we decided to go to Rise. It's the festival outside of Vegas where you like light the lanterns. It's so cute. I've been twice, so this is the first time. If you guys are gonna be like, well, you went last year with Amira. Obviously it wasn't then, it was before that. So like end of 2022, beginning of 2023. And so we go to this festival. For me, this was gonna be me seeing if him and I can be a couple. Cause I'm like, I don't think we're compatible, but let's like see if there's anything here. Because at this point, we've been like a situationship, been like best friends for like, at this point it was like 5 or 6 years. So I'm like, I wanna see what's going on here. Cause are we gonna just keep doing this for years and years? Like what's gonna be the tea? Does my makeup look crazy? So, so we get there. And he proceeds to tell me that he had sex with a girl like the night before. No, let's just let them feel this for a sec. Surprises me with tickets, rents my dream car. He's like talking it up like it's gonna be this romantic trip. I was like, he's never put this much effort in before. Okay, maybe he's thinking about it too. Now, the issue isn't that he hooked up with someone. It's just the fact that he did it the night before and then told me about it. Even though that's what we did in our friendship, it was just like not appropriate to me. Cause I'm like, why would you rent my dream car and do all this and then like hook up with it? You couldn't wait?
A big part of it was because of how close we were about talking about like other people we were seeing. I didn't think of it like, I just thought it was the same as how it had been. But it was definitely the wrong way to approach the intention I had behind that weekend.
Yes. For me at that point, I was like, yeah. And this is why I knew we'd never be together. So for me, I like got it.
We mentioned it, I was a fuckboy.
He was a fuckboy. And everyone kind of knew like, I'm not a relationship girl. Like, just like, I know y'all think I might be because you met me on a dating show, you knew that I was in a public relationship after, but like, I'm not a relationship girl. I love to be single. I love to do my own thing. Yeah, I just have never been the type of woman that puts a man in the center of my world, and I'm still not. Like, and that's why him and I work out so well, because he gets it. But so on that trip, I ended up seeing Kylan from Big Brother. He's one of my good friends. Kylan, Claire, and Derek were there. So I'm like, oh, let's make this a group thing. Let's all hang out. Like, let's all do this. And he was offended about that. Like, he tells me later, like, he did not like that I invited everyone to hang out with us. And I was like, what's the problem? You fucked Sarah. Her name's not Sarah. You fucked Sarah before this. Like, this is just a friend thing. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Then we get back to the hotel after that, and he was just, like, upset. And we get into this big blowout. Like, it's a huge blowout. And he's like, why don't you see us together? Like, why can't we be together? Like, I love you. And I was like, this could have been it. This could have been our moment. And you had sex with a girl before this. And he's like, that's always been our thing. And we're like, and I'm like, we're never going to be together. We're never going to be together. Like, this proved it to me. And I'm like, we're also not in a place to be together. Because at that time, like, he just moved home from breaking his back. And he was like just getting his life back together. He was just walking again and like getting back on his feet. But he couldn't skateboard anymore. And that was his passion. And I had just like gone through this like public breakup. And I healed from it. And I was just getting my light back. And I'm just like, this isn't the time, and I don't think it'll ever be the time. Like, we're not compatible, you know? Do you have anything to say? Sorry, I just like went off. That was like a really intense moment between us.
Well, yeah, really, the way I remember it was like I had this big intention to make this grand gesture for you, and I knew that Rise was on your bucket list, and I kind of wanted to like ball out a little bit. I wanted to impress you.
Yeah.
And I had like a girl who I used to see that had moved to Vegas. And so in my mind, I was just like, oh, like I'll go out a couple days early, see her, and then we can go on this trip together.
Is he fucking insane?
I knew what I wanted, but where I was like maturity wise,
he wasn't there.
I didn't deserve any of it.
Yeah, and I let him know. So that just kind of like ends that. This is a long video. Sorry, guys. It's 9 years of his stuff.
It's a full podcast. Basically, I left Rise like, okay.
He was devastated. I didn't know this.
Because I was like, I was in love with you. And I had to accept that I couldn't be with you, basically.
Yeah.
I had been like hooking up with this girl from work, and it was like maybe I'll like try to like be serious with her, and it was kind of as a way to see like if I can get over how I felt about you.
At this time, like, we're not in contact with each other. I started seeing that he was like posting with this woman, and I was like, oh, he's in a relationship. Fast forward a year and a half, we're not in each other's lives, we don't talk. So sometime within that year and a half, I get a random FaceTime from him, and it's like 1 a.m. It gets like late. He was hammered. I answer my phone, I'm like, hello? And I haven't heard from this man in forever. He unfollowed me on social media. I was like, what's happening? And he's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, good, how are you? But this is like a thing for us. Like, whenever we like would go through periods of like we're just not really talking, whether it be for one reason or another, one of us will just randomly call the other, and that's like kind of how we start like talking again. And I was like, what's up? Like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, like just like wanted to catch up with you. I don't remember like how we get into it, because this is obviously at this point like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm like, what's up? And he's basically like, my relationship is about to get serious. About to. At this point, they're a year in. At this point. He's like, my relationship's about to get serious. If there's any chance for us, like, I need to know right now before I really dive in with her. So I'm thinking he's about to propose to this girl, and that's why he wants to wrap up the chapter of him and I guess. I said, you should give your relationship a full shot. Like, I don't know what you want me to do with it. I don't know what you want for me to say.
Yeah, we were thinking about moving in together, getting a place together.
Yeah, we just really talked about that night in Vegas, because we never really talked about it. We just kind of like left each other's lives and left it at that. But it was like a really deep conversation. I thought it was. He was hammered for it. But yeah, it was like closure for both of us, I think. Like, we really just talked about what happened. He apologized. I was like, you mean a lot to me, but I just don't think that you and I are compatible. And if what you have with this girl is good, like, you should see it through. Like, I'm happy for you. And that was the end of the call. Months later, I get a random follow from him on Instagram, and the pictures of all the pictures of him with his ex are gone. So I'm like, oh, okay, they must have broken up. But I follow him back, and that was it. Eventually, he'd like send me little things on Instagram, like little DMs, like of funny videos or whatever, and I'd respond, but that was it. Then randomly, I was with my best friend, Darlene. She like gets her first car, and I'm visiting her in DC. The car's like smoking and like beeping on the inside. I'm like, oh my God, like what do I do? My guy friends aren't like guys. Like, my guy friends are very much like, I don't know. Like, if I called Moose or Joseph, like maybe Joseph would know, or maybe Moose would know. Maybe I'm not giving them enough credit, but they're not the kind of guys that are working on a car. You know what I mean? My guy friends aren't that type. Like, it's not giving building a car, working on a car, fixing a car. So the only guy that I know in my life is this guy. So like I call him, and at this time it wasn't like I was calling him like, hey, can you help me? Genuinely, I was like, what do we do? Like, what do we do? He was always the guy that I would go to in my life, like when I didn't know what to do with myself. So for me, this was like no different. So I call him and I was like, hey, can you help us? He's like, flip the camera. He tells me and Darlene what to do. At this time, my best friend Darlene knows him too, like, cause she met him like when he flew down to help me move like my stuff for Love Island in 2021. So that kind of opened the door for us to start like talking again and being in each other's lives. We're talking, we're texting, we're now again FaceTiming, and he randomly decides to write me a letter. And the letter was so cute. Because again, letters are things. I don't know if you guys have been watching for the last like 30 minutes. And eventually like through those conversations and those letters, or writing letters back and forth to each other, he like eventually tells me he still has feelings for me. Like somehow like he tells me. I moved to LA again at this point. He's still living in like Cincinnati, Kentucky area. And Amira reads one of these letters. She goes, what, marry him? Like, what are you, like, marry this man? I'm like, yeah. She was like, immediately. I was like, him? No, like, we're just friends. Like, she goes, are you, like, she's like, friends don't write stuff like this. One of these days, I'll like read you guys a little like, this video's too long for that, but the way he is with words, you guys, like, it's so cute. So I have to fast forward. Handwritten, baby.
I'm
Handwritten. Yeah. Handwritten letters. He's very sweet.
I think when you were Darlene and you called me, it kind of like opened like the lines of communication back up.
Yeah.
Because it felt weird to me to be like, hey, I'm single now. You want to start talking again? Like,
right.
Yeah.
I think he was like trying to figure out like how to talk to me again, and the follow on Instagram I think you thought would do it, but for me I'm like, I didn't know how long he was single or not. You're hitting the thing. I didn't know how long he was single, so I didn't want to like be like, hey, like, I don't know, it was just weird. It was weird. Yeah. And I'm no one's rebound. I'm no one's like, I'm not your filler or you know, whatever.
Right.
So eventually I leave LA and I move back to New York. So in September, his best friend was getting married and having a bachelor party like 3 hours outside of New York, and he wanted to see me, and I was like, no. I made up an excuse. I was like, no. Because for me at this point, it's 9 years. 9 years of us like going around and around with each other. And I was like, I'm about to be 30. A situationship for almost 10 years. I gotta go.
You didn't say no off the bat though. My best friend was getting married. And so I knew when we was going out for the bachelor party and then the wedding that I was gonna be back on the East Coast near New York City. So I made plans to see you. The fact that I like told my plans to all my friends and then they like didn't end up happening, it was kind of like, are you even talking to this girl? Was she ever gonna see you?
So then the wedding comes, and this is October, so this is like a month later, and he's like, hey, I'm actually coming down for the wedding now, and he's like, hit me up again. So I'm trying to blow him off again. And he's like more persistent this time. I'll make anything work. I'll even see you for a night. I'll come down for 24 hours. I'll come down for an hour. I was like, I have like a few hours like at night, but I like don't. He goes, great, I'll make it work. So he comes down.
And it was because like the last time I tried to do this, I like looked and felt stupid. I already like let you like slip away the last time.
Yeah.
And so this time I wasn't taking no for an answer.
Right.
Like whether, you know, I can stay over for a night or we just go out for lunch, we just get one drink and that's it, whatever. Yeah. But like, I'm not going to be within a train ride of you and not see you.
Right. So I eventually say yeah, because everything that I'm like throwing his way, he's like, that's okay. I'll make it work, whatever. So I was like, okay, great, we'll get dinner. He goes, do you have a place in mind? I'm like, sure. So we like, yeah, sorry. He took the pen from me. We go to my favorite Mediterranean spot, and then we go play pool, and we're just like hanging out. We're just talking about like old times, talking about memories, and it feels like very natural. Like for me, I'm like, wow, I thought it would feel like uncomfortable or awkward, but it just felt like very natural. Now maybe we can just be friends. And then somehow along the way, he like brings up something about like having feelings for me, and I just don't really say anything. I'm just like, I don't know, whatever. I was just like, this is weird, whatever. It's just a little editor's moment, okay? I'm sitting here and I'm editing the video right now, and I'm speaking very, very fast, and I'm saying like a lot, and it's not my ADHD. My camera, I have about 10 minutes left while we're filming this. I had 10 minutes left of storage, so we're just trying to get through the story. So if it seems like this part is rushed, it is. Like we're rushing to get to, and by we I mean me, because he's just a perfect angel sitting there. But I'm rushing to get to the end of the story to wrap it up in a pretty bow for y'all before I run out of storage and can't film anymore. So that's why this part probably seems a little bit annoying, okay? Also, I'm so sorry for all the likes and the harsh editing. It's because I'm just so nervous telling this story, and it's my first time like posting with a man on YouTube. I don't know, it's weird, you guys. It's weird. I'm so sorry if this is like an uncomfortable video, but okay. That's just why it's so weird. It's just, I'm nervous. I'm nervous in the video. Anyway, back to the video. So he comes over to my place. We're just talking in detail about stuff, whatever. The next morning, he has to leave to go back up for the wedding, and he like hugs me goodbye. I just got this like feeling where I was like, oh my God, I don't want him to leave. And that's like the beginning of us. What?
No.
Tell me.
No.
I eventually moved to Cincinnati where he was living, and we like do like a trial because I just didn't really think we were compatible. And even though I like loved him and he loved me, and there's clearly feelings here, but I didn't really know what to do. But I didn't want a boyfriend. Like I didn't see myself having a boyfriend until I was like 35. In my mind, that was like my number. Obviously, like that goes well. Then I was like, I don't know if you can like be around my friends. You're so different than anyone I've ever dated. You're so different than anyone I would date. Like it was just so weird. Like I was like, what if you don't fit into my life? Like it was just like all these things. So then he met all of my best friends for my 30th birthday, that prom that I threw. Smashed it.
Promposed.
He promposed, met my friends, smashed it. Then I've met his family multiple times over the years, but I was spending more time with his family. He flew out to Buffalo and he met my family. And we drove out to Buffalo. He met my family. He's met everyone that I love, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just like so in love with this man, and it's crazy because like he's my person, and he's like the guy that I think God wants me to be with, and it's just so crazy because I thought I was gonna end up with like an outgoing guy that like dances and is the life of the party, but I think like the more that like, our lives align, I just realized that that's what I thought that I wanted, but it's not what I actually want. I think I'd be like very annoyed at like a man that's like dancing as hard as I am on the dance floor. What are you doing here? I don't know.
And for me, it was just everybody compared to you. Like there were,
you mean nobody compared to me? Not everybody compared to me.
I could never get over you.
Oh, yes.
Like it didn't matter who I was with or what I was doing. You always had a place in my heart that I could never get over. And just like what we had built like as friends in California, and just like everything we had been through, like I didn't want to be with anybody else.
That's so cute.
Didn't want, I couldn't really. It just like I was never gonna get over you.
And that's the long ass story of us. I think what's so beautiful about all of this is like he was supposed to be a one night stand, and still to this day, I've never had a one night stand because he was supposed to be it. And yeah, this is my guy. I'm not on the streets anymore, you guys.
Oh, I took you off the streets.
We're gonna go grocery shopping because we're hungry. But this was great. I love you guys so much. Put questions for us in the comments, and maybe we'll do another video and answer those questions because I don't know if we like touched on everything, but I need to start doing more YouTube stuff. But yeah, let me know what other YouTube videos you want me to do. We're like both slouching so bad right now. There we go. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, share, all the things that people say on YouTube. Bye guys, say bye.
Bye.